When you first start up Form Designer, the first thing that shows up is this window, which is the Form Manager, which basically manages all of your forms. They are all retained within here for access, and from here you can retrieve the various forms and then go about modifying them. Located down the left-hand side is a list of all the different applications that they can be applied to. Finished forms for the finished screen, order forms for the order screen, question forms for force question screens, kiosk forms for kiosk applications, and other forms for miscellaneous applications such as customer display systems. You'll notice that by selecting on each one of these, the contents in the middle change with it, and these reflect all of the templates that apply to that given application. If I want to retrieve one, just select on it and click on Open. And now I'm into the Form Designer screen with that form loaded up. There are two general components to a form within the system. First of all, there is the assigned database name for it, and this is what you use to access that given template. The second part of it is the file itself. Now you'll notice within here when I select on Open from File, it brings me up a list of all of these different forms that reside on my hard drive. Now all of these have a file extension of FIN, meaning that these are all finished forms. If I were to go into order forms, all of the forms that show up within here have an extension of ORD for order forms. QST for question forms, and so on. So each one will be filtered based on the selection you chose here. If I do wish to retrieve one, then let's say for example I go into order forms, open from file. Now within here I have a list of all the different order screens that are available, and let's say I wanted to choose an 800 by 600 aqua colored quick service screen. I'll select on that and click on Open. I now have the order form, the template, actually loaded up on my screen right now, and I can make all kinds of changes to it and so on. When I'm finished, I can go up to where it says Form, and I have here Save to Database. Now upon doing this, what this will do is bring up a window where I can actually apply a name to it. So we'll say, for example, Scott's order form. Now if I go back into the Form Designer, or the Form Manager section I should say, then come down to Order Forms, you'll notice that I have a new entry in here now called Scott's Order Form. And from this I can select on it and open it up and continue working with it again. On a final note, you can also create ones from scratch, basically, or by actually reversing that process around. So for example, if I go back to Order Forms and I select on New, now what it's going to ask me for is the reference title. So I'll say Scott's Other Order Form. And now selecting on this and clicking on Open, the system is going to point out that there is no template or no form that's actually assigned to this. If I select on Yes to import, then from here I can retrieve one that's already been saved on the system. So we'll say, for example, the 800 Legacy. And now I have that form loaded up on my system, and it can be saved to this so that I can retrieve it that way. The nice thing about this is that you can design your own order forms or finished forms or any kind of form for PixelPoint, and you can save them on a hard drive or a flash drive, take them to a customer's site, and then from there use the import that I just showed you here to bring them into the customer's site, and now they can start using it.